Okay, we're going to talk a little bit today about preserving the patina on this old truck. Now, there's a lot of videos online that talk about tons of different ways to do this, using boiled linseed oil, baby oil. Somebody used some kind of petroleum-based product, Petra something. I forgot what it was, and of course, you know, trying to buff out the truck is another option too. So there's all sorts of different ways people are using to preserve patina on these kinds of vehicles, and everyone seems to have their different approach, even when it comes to just buffing a truck out or buffing the paint out. Everyone seems to kind of do it a little bit differently, and there's a ton of different products on the market. So I thought, well, I'll just try it my own way and share the results with you. I've struggled with deciding whether I want to paint this truck or not, but I really don't want to right now. I mean, the patina is just so cool. It's a red color. It's the original Canyon red that is the same color as the Little Red Express. So it's a pretty cool color, and it really looks good when it's patinaed, you know. So and some people pay for a patina like this, so I really don't want to get rid of it. I kind of like it, but I want to preserve it, and I want to bring it out a little bit more. The biggest problem is that it was starting to look more orange than red. It was really starting to look like an orange truck, and I didn't like that. I want people to know that this is a red truck. Not just because of the association with the Little Red Express, but just because I want, you know, obviously the real color to come out. And it was looking a little rough. So I've already done some work on it. Washed it several times. I have started out with I couldn't find the 3M stuff that I really wanted at first. So I started out with something pretty simple, just some good old turtle wax rubbing compound. This is the heavy duty cleaner. This is the red paste, and it says it's for heavy oxidation, which is what I have. And there's not a whole lot couldn't find a whole lot of products for heavy oxidation. I used the whole can on here, and I used a combination of, I used the machine on most of the sections that I could get to, and then certain areas I had to use by hand just to get to them. It seemed to clean the truck. It did clean it. Got rid of a lot of dirt and stains, and made the surface kind of very smooth. But it's not what I want. It's not really giving me quite the results I wanted. One of the reasons, I guess, is because I think the paste, obviously it doesn't work too well with a machine. You have to keep the truck wet, and that's kind of hard to do. I think to some extent it seems like that paste is almost made for small areas, small sections, instead of doing a whole vehicle. But I did the whole vehicle in it. And like I said, the surface is smoother, cleaner. It does look a little more red now than it did before overall, but it needs a lot more work. So I've decided to go over it one again with, I found some 3M rubbing compound, again for heavy oxidation, and this is the liquid. So I think the liquid's going to work a lot easier, especially with the buffer. I'm using a wool buffer head for the cutting, and then I have a finer buffer head for the polishing. I don't know. I prefer I prefer these kinds of pads because, and this is the polishing pad I'm going to use. The wool pad is obviously white and a little more fluffy, but I like these kind better than the foam. The foam ones just seem to tear up. Maybe I'm using a too high of a speed probably, but I don't know. I kind of like the results of these types of pads. And then I plan to go over it as a last step with this turtle wax polishing compound and polish it. So I'm going to go over it one more time with some rubbing compound, this time with the 3M with my buffer, and then I'm going to polish it with the turtle wax polishing compound and see what kind of results I get. There's certain parts of the truck that look really good and certain parts of the truck that just aren't coming through at all. And just trying to even out the results across the vehicle. Overall, I think it's looking better. So I will, another issue is you have to really, it's best to do this in the afternoons or early mornings when the sun is not so bright and it's not so hot. But